Hello and welcome to the EMTV, what are we calling this now? The Social. It's been that long, Dave. It's been that long. Forgot the name of it there. That's right. It's the Social. It's myself, Brad Munsey, joined by Dave Harley as we talk about all things Monarchs and in and around the club. Obviously, looking ahead to Friday night, and it's back to Academy League action as the Stellar Monarchs Academy take on the Middlebrough Tigers in NDL action. The start of a busy weekend, and Dave, it was a tough week for the Monarchs Championship team last week, and it's been a long time coming for the Academy boys to be back on home shale, and they'll be looking to kickstart their season on Friday with what would be the first win of the season.
Yeah, it's a long wait for those guys, as you say. This will only be their second home match of the season, and obviously losing narrowly at that last seat decider to the Oxford Chargers, that they've been desperate to have got back for that. They have had a few away meetings now, but they're still sitting bottom of that table, and they've been desperate to get some home matches in and get some points on the board. And it's Middlesbrough Tigers, a name from the past. I do remember seeing them at Powder Hall a couple of times in my past. But it's good to see these names back. But ultimately, it's Redcar's second team, and Redcar's Championship team came and did a number on us last week. We want to actually reverse that this weekend against the Tigers.
Yeah, I think it was, believe it or not, Dave, Middlesbrough Tigers was my on-screen debut in Monarchs colours back in Geoff's days of video in the junior club before and after matches. Mike Hunter continuously threatens to pull that out, and if ever does, you will never hear or see from me ever again. But yeah, good to see that name back, and albeit under the guise of the Redcar club. But yeah, a real name for the past, and let's be honest, very similar to the Monarchs Academy. You know, if Redcar hadn't stepped in, there wouldn't have been a National Development League this year, and who knows where the next crop of youngsters would have come to. So fair play to everyone involved at Redcar, and it'll be another tough match. Unfortunately, no Ben Trigger for Middlesbrough, but we saw just how good Jake Mulford can be, and I think it would be fair to say at National League level, the Academy Heat Leader trio have all kind of failed to impress consistently so far. The stats don't lie. I think Connor Coles now sits at number one with an average below 7. And that just shows all three of those better than what they're currently averaging just now. And that probably needs to be the basis of success going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the team were fancied at the start of the season, and we have seen some progress. Dale Woods again kicked on a little bit. Again, he's had a few guest appearances. He's actually been to Redcar a couple of times.
Yeah.
To Middlesbrough a couple of times guesting. So hopefully that will do him some benefit on Saturday afternoon. But as you say, it's Connor Coles and Sam McGuck and Max Perry, who's been getting a kind of re-chance again at Poole, as we saw last week. So they were hoping that this league would help them kick on and score some points. So this Friday's the day to start it, and with the 2 matches back to back, it'll be good for the boys.
Yeah, and one man that's as the Academy team goes across the bottom of the screen there, one man I know who's desperate to put in a big performance. I won't give any spoilers to what he said, but we've got a Middlesbrough lad in the team, and Kieran Lydon, and I don't think Scott Wilson will need to do a team talk on Friday or Saturday. I think Kieran's got it covered for that, and I've heard promise chicken parms for the rest of the team if they do the job over the weekend. So Kieran will definitely be desperate to kick on. But as we mentioned, Redcar, Middlesbrough, Jesus, I'm going to put 50 pence in this. Where's my swear jar? Where's Sedge's swear jar? I'm putting 50 pence in it every time I say that. They'll be desperate, and in Jake Mulford at number 1 and Danny Phillips at number 3. A lot of Armadale experience, and Danny, and somebody we saw who likes the track last Friday. Probably a real shame for Middlesbrough. Ben Trigger misses out. He's over in Poland, I believe. So it's Matt Marson who steps in. But when you can look at reserve, Ben Rathbone, plenty of experience at this level as well. So it's been a solid season so far for Middlesbrough. I think they're unbeaten at home, but are yet to take any points on the road. And no doubt they'll be targeting Friday to break that duck as well.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, they're a decent built team. Kai Ward was at reserve at the start of the season. He's moved up, but as you say, Ben Rathbone moving down, scored 9 points there last Saturday. 3 wins and 2 losses and that. But yeah, it's always good to have a reserve that can pop in if you need them, especially in the National League when there are no other tactical choices other than those reserve replacements. And with the Academy having lost their first match at home and not having a lot of experience there, I know Dale and Mark occasionally get there for NGL second halves and things like that, but they'll be looking to take advantage of that fact and come and pick up a couple of points, because with them still on being at home, they've still got a decent chance of those playoffs. And Armadale, that's a pound for me in the swear jar. For Armadale instead of Academy, they're they'll be desperate just to get some wins and get some track time under their belt.
That's it. It's realistically, it's probably about pride now for the Monarchs Academy, isn't it? Of course, it's winner takes all. Parmo. I've just been corrected by Kieran. Parmo. I thought that in my head, and I thought, I didn't want to judge it. But yeah, just go back. It's all about pride now, isn't it, for the Academy? Of course, there's no playoffs in the National Development League, so it's winner take all, top of the table, and with no points on the road and that home defeat, that's going to be very difficult. But as we mentioned, with the amount of home matches left, big scores that guarantee bonus points or get bonus points from some of the away matches that have been raced, and try and pick up some points in the remaining road fixtures, and you could still be looking at second, third, fourth, as high up that league as you can, and just, as you say, build a bit of confidence moving forward for these guys.
Yeah, it's all about trying to advance, getting themselves to the next level, and get yourself on track. Real competitive action. I mean, we know how good the Redcar setup is, and the track down there, and that'll be, boys. It's actually a 3:00 start on Saturday. If anybody's heading down there, afternoon, there will be NGL there on Saturday as well as Friday. But it is all about development, and young Kieran as well. That's the sort of great opportunities as I think looks like Ian Marshall's expecting big things as well. No pressure, Kieran.
Yep, so 7:30 on Friday night at Armadale is the Stellar Monarchs Academy against the Middlesbrough. I forget who their sponsors are. There's an old line from a famous Scottish football podcast.
The Heat 4 Tigers, this is.
Heat 4, is that it?
Heat 4.
There we go. Heat 4 Tigers. And you know what? It's the Middlesbrough Tigers, not any other kind, but you never want to see an Edinburgh team get beat by a team with Tigers in their name. So get along and cheer the boys. Tickets are available now at edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets. And if you can't make it along, myself and John Clements will be in the commentary booth for the stream. That's edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/EMTV. That's Friday night, as Dave said, and popped the caption up there. Saturday, 3:00 down at Redcar. It is the return fixture. And then for anyone wanting to make a big weekend of Speedway, I'll maybe catch Dave out here. I don't know if he's got a caption for this one. It is, of course, the Ben Fun. Oh, of course he does. Who am I doubting, Dave? Who am I doubting? It is, of course, the Ben Fun meeting at Workington, the rerun of that, for when unfortunately had to be postponed early in the season. Some big names and some interest names in that, including the Monarchs' very own Justin Sedgman. So that'll be an interesting one to complete the weekend. I really enjoyed, albeit maybe not the scoreline, but I enjoyed my first trip down to Northside and the Workington setup when the Monarchs were down there earlier in the season. So if you can, get along, cheer on your favourites, and pop a bit of money into the Speedway Riders Benevolent Fund.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic setup there, but as you say, the Benevolent Fund is so important to Speedway. It does lots of things. I mean, obviously we talk about helping riders recovery, but it does a lot more than that as well. And we saw the terrible crash for young Zitchgate at Bellevue last week. I was there, and it was a bad one. So hopefully he'll be on the road to recovery. But the amount of riders that have had some help from that benevolent fund, another easy one to say, and I'm sure they're all keen to get out there and put on a show and put on a great afternoon's racing at Workington on Sunday. Yeah,
a big weekend across the board, plenty of Speedway action. Of course, as we talk live just now, the Speedway Nations has kicked off, or was due to kick off at 7:00. I never checked if there was any delays or if they were running a big parade first. So it may be that Paco has had his first heat for Italy. There's some names in there that he might have heard of before. Guys you'll be expecting to beat like Smars something. a Polish guy, Dave. What's his name?
Apparently, he was in the pits at Birmingham last night.
If you did them on track, Birmingham, they were absolutely rotten. But a big meeting for Paco, and we all know how much he loves putting that Italian flag on his chest, how much it means to him, and gone are the days of Italy maybe being a powerhouse at that level. But Nico Cavati, obviously, unfortunately, we know the kind of form he can show as he did last week. And Paco probably in the form of his life, and he'll be racing with pride. So good luck to Paco. There's some other former Monarch interest in it in the form of Eric Riss. He's in the German squad, although I think he might be the reserve for Germany off the top of my head. But hopefully we'll get a ride there. And that will continue during the week. So it's Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, the first semi featuring Paco and Eric. Second semi is tomorrow. And then the big two. Friday night is the Speedway Nations 2. So that's the old under-21s in the old money. Leon Flint, Dan Thompson and Sam Hagan. Is that the team for that day?
You're right, I think so.
Yeah. And then, of course, Saturday is the final. Great Britain seeded straight into that as hosts as they look to go and repeat the feat from 2021 when they won at Manchester as well. So a big week of Speedway. Not a great week for the other half, Dave. We've got Speedway Nations semi-finals tonight, tomorrow, and Friday, Saturday to watch after we get back to Armadale. It's the Euro Championship semi-final and final. Plenty for everyone to keep themselves busy. But, as I say, the main event for us, Dave, of course, Friday night.
Going from one extreme to the other, the Speedway Nations to the NGL, just a reminder that after Friday's match is the Armadale Guaco Angels against the Redcar Cubs. That's the Dale Woods and the Haig brothers team, so they'll be looking good there. And William Hawkenhook, obviously, he's going to double up with the Tigers, so plenty of action for Friday night.
For anyone that stayed back last week, Dan McTeer, Rocco Webb and Rhys Harrow, I think, were all in action last week as well, so plenty of guys with experience. And
that's right, yeah. The Wildcats managed to beat the Cubs last week. Can the Angels hold on and do the same?
We'll find out on Friday. As we say, 7:30 as the tape's up, so you'll get 21 heats of action overall for your money. Who can ask for any more than that, Dave?
Brilliant. Yes, no, it's all good. Looking forward to it. We can see Kieran is well excited for it. He's saying that Redcar Speedways in Middlesbrough, not the other way around. Oh, well, I'm not going to get involved in any local politics there. But,
I probably misspoke earlier. I said Kieran was a Middlesbrough boy, isn't he? Isn't he a Sunderland born, or isn't he a Geordie?
I don't know. You're looking for a reaction there.
I'm sure he'll be looking out for me come Friday night after that. So I guess, Dave, that's what's to come. Obviously, we like to talk about all things Monarchs here. So you were on the road with the team last week. Kind of Scunthorpe away a week past Friday. Plymouth Tuesday, Poole Wednesday, then back to Armadale on Friday. So the Dave Harley World Tour never stops. And it has to be said, a tough week all in all. Positives here, negatives there. And I guess what we're maybe just looking for now, I'm not going to paint over a negative picture on it, but what we're maybe just waiting for now is all these guys to click on a night. We've seen individual performances from them all, and we touched on it in the Friday Focus. Maybe just every match, there's one or two scoring below expectation, and it's a different one or two almost on a nightly basis. And at some point, home or away, this is all going to click.
Well, I think that's the main thing. I mean, is you always enjoy going to watch Speedway at different tracks. I mean, there was some of the tracks had some challenges. Let's not hide away from that fact as well. I'm sure there's probably things could have went better on track from the home team's perspective and to make it a better spectacle for Speedway. But yeah, no, from our perspective, just the frustration because we showing heats that we're capable of going and winning. We went in the last few heats at Scunthorpe where we won the last 7 races of the meeting by 5 points. That form would have had us winning that match. Never mind just bringing home the bonus point. We started well at Plymouth. Then the track changes were there, and then they didn't do any grading, and suddenly we lost 3-5 ones in a row, and the match is gone. And then after that we go to Poole thinking, we're potentially on a hiding and nothing here, and put a tremendous performance in there. And again, not picking on people individually. If Josh Pickering scores a Josh Pickering score, we're looking at potentially winning at Poole, which no other teams come close to this season. And hey, we may go back there in the BSN final. You never know. It'll be Poole or Workington if we can turn Scunthorpe over, which is no easy task either. So, but yeah, so there's still a lot to look forward to, a lot for these guys to go for, and as you say earlier, the pride as well. Get yourself as high up the table as possible for the Monarchs and for the Academy boys who'll be desperate to get some wins in that winning column.
Yep, definitely, and hopefully that all starts on Friday, as we've maybe alluded to already. edinburghmonarchs.co.uk is the place to go for tickets. /tickets is the link for that, and EMTV, edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/EMTV if you can't make it along and want to watch the stream. Myself and Dave, we'll be there, and we'll be back with a Friday focus afterwards, giving you all the reaction. But Dave, unless there's any other comments or anything I've missed so far, which I am prone to do every now and again.
No, I think we've just got a couple of bits of spam in the comments, which we'll tidy up. We'll tidy up afterwards. usual rubbish people try to promote streams when they know there is only one and the true original stream, which is EMTV, only from the Edinburgh Monarchs website. So that's where to go for your action on Friday night, as you say, unless you're getting their trackside, which is where I'll be. He says, scrambling, looking for the button. Ready to go there, and then Kieran's not come back. He's not bit in your comment yet.
Put him in a huff. He's probably in the car storming up the road to find me now to sort me out for that one. But yeah, I say Friday night, I'm looking forward to it. Always enjoy the Academy League matches. If you can, do get yourself along. These boys need the support just as much as the Championship outfit do. So come along and support them if you can. As I say, we'll be there, and until we return with the Friday focus afterwards, as always, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Thank you. Good night.